He's going to reposition that and do that. We're not cheating our children, nor we will cheat our grandchildren from those baby steps. See, a lot of people are intimidated when they see successful people in real estate, maybe like Sophie and I. They're just looking at 750 million. Forget about the 750 million. What you want to really ask is, how did we get there? What was the very first quarter of that journey like? That first quarter of that journey was a homicide scene from us because we didn't really learn about real estate. We just went ahead and just followed suit of everyone else. That's why most people are not financially successful in real estate. You'll be very surprised. Most people do not have a $500,000 cash flow every single month, whether the market's up, whether the market's down. Cash flow stays consistent regardless where the market is. And if rents go up, you get more cash flow. Rents go up, you get that refi. See, getting the money and getting the debt is the magic. Is where to find the money, what is the right terms, what is actually the wrong terms. Right now, behind the curtain, there's so much heartburn that you're not familiar with what's going on. I'm somewhat familiar with it because I look at distressed debt. It is awful what's happening. And right now, it's going to be a golden opportunity. There's a lot of consumers that are going to be feeling some heartburn here coming up soon, a headache. You will start seeing unemployment behave a little differently. Matter of fact, the report just came out. Matter of fact, the 10-year treasury started to maybe drip now. That 10-year treasury is the holy grail of your financial freedom. It's the pulse of our country. All these fundamentals are so important, and it takes no money to learn them. And that is the most important thing, is to learn that. The least important thing is the buy. You can't buy anything if you don't know what you're doing. You can't be around the people that know what they're doing if you keep staying around the people that don't know what they're doing. They're just interested and they're talking about it. You can be 30 years old. In 10 years, you're 40 years old, still talking about it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Gary Vee, I was at a conference many years ago, speaking at a business conference in Puerto Rico. And after I spoke, I sat down to listen to him speak in the audience. And he's absolutely right. Someone did a survey around North America, which is the United States of America, and they went to elderly homes. And these folks did not have dementia. They were just old. The one word that came out of the survey was so powerful, and that one word is regret. All of them had a regret. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have taken risk. And the reason they didn't take risk, they weren't educated. See, a lot of people think education is like going to school. No. When you learn how to make money, become financially free like Sophie and I, it gets exciting. You really want to learn more and more and more. How did Sophie and I create a company with $1,700, no bank loan, no investors, and ultimately build a company and sold it 3 times, and the last was $1 billion. And all 3 slices was based on cash for our portion. How do you do that when you're a waiter like I was with only a 9th grade education? Somebody that was a scumbag one day in his life, that was a liar, that was a big talker, a flash dancer. That was me. I got nowhere by doing that. That's a fixed mindset, ego, trying to always do the shortcut. I started realizing my time is so valuable. Non-refundable minutes, I never get them back. I want to learn. I'm in a stage in my life that we have generational wealth, and I have a role and responsibility to preserve it, grow it, and teach my children and my future generation how to do it and do it better. You want to do the same. So stop having an interest in real estate and get involved in real estate. And how you get involved in real estate is to invest your valuable time. You never get it back. This freaking social media that you are so on, that you can't get off, that you're just looking at a bunch of commercials, you're learning nothing. Why don't you start learning from folks like myself, my wife, who has an open heart, has transparency, who has done it, who doesn't claim they did it, has financial proof they did it. But because it's boring and because it's hard and it may take long, you have no interest in that. It's not fast enough. Social media is catching your life so bad that it's getting you addicted to nothing, guys. You need to learn from social media instead of social media controlling you. Influence is very powerful. For the parents who are out there, How dare you give advice that you don't even take? When you tell your children, I don't want you to hang out with that friend. I don't like that influence. I don't like that person. Well, what about you? What about just looking at TikTok all day of your life? What good is that going to come out of? Why can't you learn real estate so you could teach your children? Maybe you don't have the financial whereabouts to do it, but can you imagine if you understand real estate, now you can give that education to your children at the dining room table so you could tell them to take risks, so you can instill a mindset and confidence in their life? Do you think it's important to learn real estate? Absolutely, just for that. Because when confidence rises, you can't get it out of your mind. You become obsessed. And that's where execution takes place. I have an inner circle, very small. There are like 10 individuals there. I'm so picky on who I choose to be around. I hate to be around people that claim they want to be successful and they just talk about it, but they really are not obsessed with it. Being obsessed with it means that you're going to cut out some things from your life. You're going to do less social media and more digging as to how you can change your life in real estate. Multifamily guys, me and my wife, just for the record, it's public records, we have a $500 million net worth. That's a balance sheet. If we did that, so can you. Most of you are such ahead of where Sophie and I come from. I had nothing, guys. My mom was a waitress all her life, living on the couch. We had subsidy, government assistance, had nothing. I was a waiter with a fixed mindset thinking that his life was over. This is what my life is. And it was so false because I was hanging around with people that had that mindset. Start hanging around people who are successful. Stop hanging out with people that you're doing good as they are and you think you're doing good. Start being associated with your network. Start being surrounded by people that are doing very well, that have integrity, character, and transparency. Well, Bobby, I can't find them. Well, because it's so dusty. You have so many other people in your life. Cut them out, and it's right in front of you. Right in front of you, like a person like me right now speaking to you. But again, I'm too boring because I don't have the Ferrari. I'm not going to show you all that stuff. I'm not a flash dancer. That's what you're hooked on social media. That's why my stuff is not popular, and I get it. I'm only speaking to one person out there, man. My first advice to you, stop abusing social media. Start using social media to your advantage, not disadvantage. It's crushing you. It's closing up that mindset. 5 years comes by, you are regretting life. You're still at the same spot. And for the ones that think prices are going to get cheaper, it's just going to get more and more expensive. It has been like that for the last 100 years. Nothing gets cheaper. You have $100,000 in the bank. Guess what? You only have $95,000 in the bank. No, Bobby. The bank statement says $100,000. You have $95,000. They disagree with you because they're not educated. The $100,000, when you deploy it in the world, you buy something, you invest something, it's only worth $95,000. It's called inflation. Everyone thinks prices are going to come down. They're not going to come down. They're just going to slow down. Over time, they keep going. The only thing that's going up is you. Why? Why me and not you? Why can't you create your luck? You have to make your luck. Amazon's not going to deliver that luck. With all the information on the digital world, how do you not dive into real estate and truly learn about it? Truly learn about it. Swim in it. Understand all the fundamentals, all the boring stuff. The boring stuff is where the treasure lies. So I just wanted to do this live session because I just felt that a lot of people are calling me saying, Bobby, I want to invest. I want to invest. How can you invest if you don't know what you're doing in real estate? It's never going to happen. And they don't want to take time to learn that. I'm willing to teach you guys. But I'm tired of marching down the field. I even done it with my own family members, man. And I love my family. They've seen my movie. They've seen the unedited movie. And some of them still think I got lucky. It's amazing. I created my luck, guys. Because confidence comes from education. I don't believe in the school system. I think that education is crap. My education came from my curiosity, diving in and leaning into the information. My confidence rised. My execution took place. My failures, my lessons were the holy grail because I leaned back in and I knew how to do it better. I failed again. I leaned back in. I just did a little better. I learned my lessons. You don't have to go through that. There's a lot of great people out there that can show you what to do, not to do, but the rest is up to you, man. How you do life is very important. How you invest your time is critical. Most of you spend them and burn them. Do you realize over 100,000 people every day, healthy like you and I, that expect to wake up tomorrow? We don't wake up, but you do life like you are. You have children, you better get on your game. You have children in 20 years, what this world looks like, middle class is gone. But yet you're sitting back on social media looking at commercials. Middle class is gone. A blind person can see what's coming. So with that said, I don't know if I'm able to read any Q&As, questions. I have a few minutes. I would love to answer somebody's questions. I hope you got value today. This is just a wake-up call, guys. I can't give you a real estate lesson just like this. You're not going to get it like that. You're going to have to lean into it. You're going to have to bend to it, surrender to it. What you're doing right now is not enough. You are suffocating your life. You're not making enough money. Your money's not compounded. Just the fact of a data point that I'm like a parent, 1 penny a day, a penny that you will walk over, a homeless person will throw it back at you. 1 penny a day compounded for 30 days comes out to over $5 million. But that doesn't finish. 31 days, one extra day is over $11 million. Can you imagine using that same formula and compounding your effort and focus? What can that lead you to? You could do better than Sophie and I. You're just not convinced of it because you're busy on looking on commercials. So I'm not sure, team, if you can type some questions in. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'll answer one or two. And if there's no questions, man, I wish each and every one of you a lot of positive, bright light. Just know God's on your side. I know that for a fact. He's been been beside me all along, man. I just got God in my life 2 years ago, and I've come to the conclusion, man, I just executed on what he put in front of me, and it was always there. So with that said, man, that's all I have to say. Much love to everybody.